Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. With us today is actor Mohammad Ali Shah. Mohammad, welcome to NewsX. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much, Uday. Thank you very much for having me here.
Now, of course, a lot of praise coming your way for Yara, the film which has already released on Z5. It's got good reviews. So how does it feel? I have to ask you first. And in fact, there was one review which compared you to your uncle Nasiruddin Shah because he was unrecognizable in one character, but people are saying you're even more unrecognizable in this role as a Sardar. People don't believe that you're not a turban Sikh in real life.
Absolutely, Uday. In fact, when I was shooting initially, the actors over there didn't recognize. They thought I'm really Jasjeet. I'm really Sardar because they had not seen me earlier. And then I told them I'm Ali and this is how I look. I showed them my picture. When he went for the dubbing of this film, the dubbing director thought that Jasjeet ke character ko dub karne ke liye Ali has come to dub for him. And I will tell you, when I signed this film, I was so excited because it's about a gang of 4 people and a cop who's constantly like a hawk. He's kept his hawk's eye on them from the time they were young to the time they become old in this film. So to prepare for this character, I went to Amritsar, stayed in the Golden Temple.
Wow.
I've read the Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji. After growing my hair and my beard, I quit smoking in a day's time. I used to cut the firewood, put in the fireplace, pick up the gunny sacks of rice, atta, dal, sugar, put them in the storeroom. I used to cut vegetables, mop the floor, broom the floor, and at the end of it, I used to sleep on the ground.
A lot of preparation. Wow, a lot of preparation for this part and for a Tigbanshu Dhulia film. So I guess it was all worth it. But, let me ask you then, Mohammed, of course, I started out by talking about this review, which was comparing you with Nasiruddin Shah. In fact, there have been other reviews which have compared you to Nawazuddin Siddiqui. How do these comparisons feel, when you read them and when you hear about them?
Brilliant. It's so flattering. It's so flattering. In fact, like in Midday, I was sandwiched between Nasir Saab and Nawazuddin Siddiqui and beach mein meri photograph. I'm like, wow, I was overwhelmed. Now, say Nawaz. So Nawazuddin Siddiqui was recognized only after we saw Kahani or Gangs of Wasipur, but he had been around for a very long time.
Absolutely.
He had done films like Sarfrosh. He had done a blink and miss in Sarfrosh, in New York, in Firaq. Similarly, Uday, my journey in film is not from Yara or from Haider or from Bajrangi Bhaijaan or no. I had done my first film in 1998 in Pune with the Pune Film and Television Institute of India. And I remember Dr. Saeed Mirza had come on campus and I worked with him. And I used to assist the FTI students in holding the camera, holding the tripod, holding the reflector, being the Pada Likha Chai Wala on the sets. I used to, serve everyone over there, learn the dubbing, learn the editing.
It's been such a long journey for you, and full of hard work, of course, and passion. And I believe you even won an award for a film in the middle. Is that correct? Which film was this?
That's correct. It's an English film called The Ruffian, which has been dubbed into Malayalam and Hindi. Wow. In fact, it was not that anything exceptional that I did over there. The role itself was so good that any actor who would have performed that role would have got that prize. So I don't believe I was truly deserving. I've only been working hard, continued. I have only believed in being honest and truthful to my character and play it exactly what the director wants out of it.
Mohammed, you're of course the nephew of a very famous actor, but you've never used that, have you, to get more roles? Because there's so much of talk these days of insider, outsider, but you've not really used that fact to get films, is it? Why is that?
Good question, Uday. I strongly believe in the saying कि पहचान से मिला हुआ काम ज्यादा दिन नहीं रहता है, लेकिन अपने काम से मिली हुई पहचान उम्र भर और जिंदगी भर रहती है. Now there's a talk about, as you mentioned, insider, outsider. So I really don't know where do I fall in, whether insider or outsider. I would rather consider myself and feel happy to be calling myself an outsider. And there's a lot of talk of nepotism. Now let me tell our viewers one thing. The term nepotism was actually coined in Italy in the mid-17th century when popes, bishops and fathers in churches who had sworn chastity, who were obviously not getting married, didn't have heir of their own. So they would hand over their precious belongings to their nephews. Nepoto, which in Italian means nephew. Ab wahan se nepotism coin hua. If you see, I'm the actual nephew of Nasir Saab. But yes, I've learned from him. I did a play with him in the year 1996. We shared the stage together.
Yeah.
2 years back in Vivek Agnihotри's film, The Tashkent Files,
Yeah.
we shared the scene together. So I've always, and I did workshops with him at the National School of Drama, where he had come in the year 2001, 2002. Randeep Hooda, Shahid Kapoor, and myself. We three were the only external students of that workshop. Baki every 30 actors the. And the feedback what Naseer Saab gave to my father about me, that has been the biggest compliment of my life actually over there. He told my father that at that time, I'm talking about the year 2001, that Ali is better and more sincere, apparently, than the NSD third year actors.
Wow.
Now that meant a lot to me.
Yes.
Uske baad dekho, life goes on a full circle.
But you were not from a film family yourself. Of course, your father's been in the army. In fact, he retired as the vice chief of the army. You yourself were in the army. But when you were getting into your film's journey and theater journey, what advice did Naseeruddin Shah give you or give your family?
But he was not very encouraging about it. He said it's a very heartbreaking industry.
Yeah.
And you are in for a bumpy ride. It's not going to be easy at all. So he was very encouraging in terms of teaching me the craft. And he always welcomed me. And he's an institution in himself. Unke saath reh ke, when you be around him. And you get to learn so much, especially about voice modulation, about how not to be camera conscious. And he is a firm believer of Stanislavski's method. That is, acting means to do.
Yeah.
So abhi hum acting kar rahe hain.
Yeah.
And as William Shakespeare said in the poem Seven Stages of a Man, all the world is stage, and all the actors merely players. They have their entrances and exits.
True. So well, let's come back to your work. Avrodh is another project, in fact, which you've done. It's a small role, but how did that project shape up? That web series shape up?
Initially I was called by my friend Samar Khan, who was in the NDA, and then he made this film. He made a film on the army as well, and they took me on board as a consultant. I told the director, consultant, but I want to act. I'm hungry to act, and I have been doing work since the time 2001, Agent Vinod, Haider, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, Vodka Diaries, Rag Desh, The Tashkent Files, The Broken Window. I mean, you name it. I've done a lot of work. Though it's I believe anybody who has made it big in life has started small from somewhere.
True.
And because I have believed in my own credentials, that's why I didn't take any help from anyone. I didn't use anyone as a crutch. I wanted to make it big on my own.
True.
Now, Yara has given me the recognition, ironically, for a character in which I am totally unrecognizable.
Absolutely.
Just today in the afternoon, TV Nav Bharatvarsh, there's a channel, TV9. There's this boy over there, there's a friend of mine, Abhishek. He's a guest. He had given me a call to be on a 6 o'clock show.
Yes.
I told him I might be having this webinar. So I'm not. So now he told me, मैंने भाई Ali भाई यारा कल ही रात को देखी. This is Abhishek telling this. Abhishek भाई आपके बारे में बोल रहा हूँ मैं ये. And he said, मैं पहचान नहीं पा रहा. वो आप थे, सरदार. तो मैं कहा जी हाँ वो मैं था. And that is because I had actually grown my hair and beard, led to retire the turban. I read the Shri Guru Granth Sahib Ji.
So that's called irony, isn't it? You're getting recognized for a role in which you are actually unrecognizable, but then that's the mark of a true artist, isn't it? We wish you all the very best, Mohammad Ali Shah. That's all the time we have for today. But thanks so much for joining us, and more power to you. And of course, there's a long journey still ahead. So wish you the very best. And I would request my viewers to please keep me in mind in their prayers, because ultimately it is you people who make or break an artist, not the industry. Remember that. So I need your good wishes. Thanks so much, Mohammed.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.